you want something which is not present in your computer or which is not present in the web browser. So it will send a request to the web server. The web server will find out that and represent the database and send it back to the web browser, and that result is going to be presented in the web browser. Okay, so that is how it will work. Okay, so how to build such an application? Okay, our main the motive of this particular webinar is how to develop such web applications. Okay, so a simple example for a web application is your email service, like your Gmail or Yahoo Mail, or you can take any social networking sites like Facebook or WhatsApp. These are all examples for web application. You have a client and you have a server. The client is a dynamic system. As and when I want some service, it will send a request to the web server, like if you go to Google search engine. So if you want to search for something, what we'll do? We'll open a browser. That browser may be anything. It's a web client. Okay, it could be Internet Explorer or Netscape Navigator or Mozilla Firefox or Chrome or some other. It could be a mobile browser also. Okay, so we simply open the browser and there we will enter something called URL. Okay, so that URL will map to a particular service. Okay, the remote service basically, like if you take Google search engine, actually it is deployed somewhere in California, in US, and that we are able to connect to that particular service at that particular server from our location. Okay, so how is it happening? So it is through internet. Okay, it is through internet. Because the client and the server, they are connected to the internet and they are able to communicate over the internet. Okay, so a lot of things are there behind the scenes that we are not going to. I'm not going to touch upon that, right? So basically, this is a working principle. Okay, your Google search engine is a classical example for a client server web application, right? So how to develop such an application? So the main task is, if you look at the web architecture, so basically it is a three-tier architecture. So we have first type, that is web browser, and the second type we have the web server, and the third tier is database, right? So if you want to, this is often called as front end. The first tier is often called as front end, and the middle one and the last one are often set to be back end. Okay? So the front end will send a request to the back end. The back end will process the request, and the processed request is sent back to the front end. So the front end will display the result. Okay, that is how it will work. Right? Now what happens is if you want to implement such an application, so basically it's a software, it's a program. Okay, how to write that program, right? So traditionally what happened is, and this task, creation of web application is classified into, it is categorized into two different modules. Okay, so that is front end and back end, right? So there are developers who deal with the front end only, and there are developers who deal with the back end. That means who can exclusively code the back end only. Okay, and there are developers. In recent times, there are developers who can code both front end as well as back end. Okay, these are the three different kinds of web developers we have, or web application programs we have. So let's see the roles of each and each of them. Okay. So coming to the front-end developers, as the name implies, front-end developers works on the front end of a website. So what is front end of a website? The browser side code. Okay. So whatever you want to display on the browser side. So what you want to display on the browser side? It is almost UI, user interface. Okay. So user has to enter the request, or user has to display something, okay, display some content in a particular format. Okay, so user interface is the key thing here, right? So the other name for front end is it is often known as client side also. Okay, so usually the front end developers, they possess these skills: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? So these are the minimum things that we need to have if you want to develop front end of a web application. You need to know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Along with that, you can use some front end application frameworks like Bootstrap, jQuery, Angular, and Backbone. These are all front-end application frameworks. So we will see the Angular framework in this particular lecture. Okay, these are the remaining. So the Bootstrap is something which gives you quick response templates. Okay, quick responsive sales. So I will show you an example in the demo also, right? And these are the technologies which you need to learn if you want to become a front-end developer, right? And coming to the back-end, so back-end is usually in the back-end we will implement the server logic. So we use something called server-side scripting languages. So there are plenty of server-side scripting languages which are used to implement the back-end part of the web application. So as you can see here, so we have ASP.NET, Perl, Ruby on Rails, JSP, Java Server Payload, NodeJS, PHP, Python, plenty of them are available, right? So then what is full stack developer? The full stack developer is one the developer who can handle both the front end and back end. Okay. So in the earlier times there are only and the front end developer separate and the back end developer separate. They are exclusive. Okay. So there is a gap between these two. If you want to integrate a web application, so you need to glue your front end with the back end. Okay. So you need to apply more people. Okay. So those things are changing now. Now what happened is there is something called full stack developers who can handle the entire web application. Okay, they can code the front end as well as the back end, right? So here is a sample query I have given to the Google search engine. So what are the best framework tools? Okay. So you can see here it is listed as NodeJS, Django, Laravel, Android you can browse. These are the top 5 tools. Okay. So if you want to become a full stack developer, you need to learn at least one of these tools, right? So in this particular lecture, we are going to see the top one, that is Node.js. Okay, Node.js are the mean stack technologies is the popular one. Okay, most of the programmers they are using mean stack only, right? So let us dive into this mean stack. Okay, so what is the stack? So this stack is, it is different from your data structure stacks. Okay, it is not LIFO. Here it is stack refers to any combination of programming languages and technologies used to develop the project. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we have plenty of technologies available from the front end as well as the back end for fetching the data for the database interaction. We have plenty of technologies and plenty of APIs. Okay, so it leads to a lot of confusion. So which one you have to do, which one you have to take, or which one you have to learn. Okay, which is suitable for my application, or which is suitable for my project. Okay, so it leads to a lot of confusion. Okay, so you can see here we have a list of front-end technologies, front-end frameworks, and the back-end technologies, and the database development technologies. Okay, so in the earlier days, what happens is you have to learn some of the front-end technologies and at least one back-end technologies if you want to develop a web application. Okay, and you need to know, you need to be familiar with one of the database to store your application data. Okay, either MySQL or Oracle or MS Access. Okay, those are all conventional RDBMS databases, right? Now we are talking about this, a full stack. Okay, so let me show you this. Okay, so there are popular stacks. These are all popular stacks. So we have mean stack, none stack, Maven stack, designer stack, Rails and Ruby Rails, MLRT stack, and LAMP stack. LAMP stack is somewhat popular. Okay, right? So mean stack means actually is a MongoDB. M stands for MongoDB, E stands for ExpressJS, and A stands for AngularJS, and N stands for NodeJS. Okay, And this man and modern, these are almost similar to meaning, okay? The difference only this way, okay? Here we have R and here we have V, okay? So in men we are going to use React.js instead of AngularJS. In place of AngularJS, we are using React.js, okay? In modern we are using Vue in place of AngularJS, okay? These three are almost similar, okay? Only the front-end technology, that is AngularJS, varies, right? So Django is another popular technology. This is just Python with the Django web application framework and MySQL database. Okay, so if you compare Django with Moonstar, in Moon we are going to use MongoDB as a database. Okay, so we'll see it's a popular MySQL database. We'll see that in the later slides. Okay, so these are some of the popular stacks. So if you want to develop a web application, you can choose any one of them. But I recommend you to learn any of these technologies, MAN or Pattern, okay, or Django. These are the popular ones, okay. And moreover, these are all open source stacks only. So now we'll see what is Moon. Actually, Moon is a free and open source JavaScript software stack for building dynamic web and web applications. Okay. So why do we need to use Moon? Why? Because if you want to develop your front end as well as back end, all that you need to know is if you know JavaScript or something. Traditionally, JavaScript has been used by the front end technology. Okay, for validations, and the login validations and all. Usually we use the JavaScript as a front-end technology to especially for the verifications and validations on the client side. Okay, but that scenario has changed, right? Now we are going to use JavaScript. The same language can be used for implementing both front-end as well as the back-end. So that is the blue point here. Okay? So JavaScript is a common thing across this mean. Okay. Right. So Moon is an acronym for MongoDB, ExpressJS, AngularJS, and NodeJS. So it will be, from client to server or server to database, Moon is a full stack JavaScript. Okay. So if you learn JavaScript, that's enough. Okay. So you can code both the front-ends and back-ends. Okay. Let us know something in detail about this Moon. Okay. So Moon, as I told you earlier, MongoDB, a popular database manager which implements no SQL structure, no SQL. Okay. So I think you might have heard about RDBMS, Relation Database Management Systems. In Relation Database Management Systems, your data is, it is stored in the form of tables. Okay. But here in MongoDB, the data or the information is stored by means of collections. Okay, in a document orientation, not tables. Here, so everything is a document. Okay, and that document is often called as BSON, binary script object notation. Okay, that can be easily converted into JSON. Okay, JavaScript object notation. Right, so that we'll see in the next slides. Right, how to convert that. For that purpose, we use an API called MongoDB. Right, so M is the database. So if you take any stack, so we should have one database and one framework, web application framework, and one server and one client-side license. Okay, so right, Express is a minimalist framework that supports and is used to host NodeJS projects. Okay. So Express is nothing but a web application framework. Web application framework is something like an API. Okay, this is responsible for dealing with the client requests and sending responses to them. Okay, right. So Express.js is it is native to the NodeJS. Okay, it is a native web application framework for NodeJS which sits on top of the NodeJS. Okay, so NodeJS is it is the main thing here. It is the runtime environment which runs server-side web applications. Okay, so on top of it we have Express. Okay, so Express will simplify our job. Like it will I mean, if you want to use Node exclusively without Express, what happens is you have to write a lot of dependencies, lot of code you have to write. Okay? So if you use Express on top of Node, so this will take care. ExpressJS will abstract most of the things that otherwise you need to do. Okay? Right? So that is the advantage with these two. And coming to the AngularJS is a powerful front-end web application framework. So I will show you some of the live examples so that you will appreciate the AngularJS framework, right? So basically what it does is it will simply extend the HTML, okay? It will simply extend the HTML in such a way that it delivers the dynamic web pages or the dynamic content to the user, okay? So that we'll see in a back part. So these are the features of the inside architecture. So you can see here how the main side components work together. This is the important thing, right? So I will tell you earlier there are 3 layers in an MVC model. So there is a popular architecture called MVC, model view architecture, model view controller, right? So here model is nothing but the database and the controller is nothing but the middle layer, that is your application server, and the view is nothing but your front end, right? 3-tier architecture, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, right? So in tier 1 we have AngularJS, in tier 2 we have NodeJS, on top of it we have ExpressJS, in tier 3 we have MongoDB, okay? Right? So MongoDB is used to store the application data, application server is used to run the, are used to process the client request, okay, along with the database. And the front end, I mean the AngularJS is used to display the results of the content or the responses from the server to the user. Okay. So one common point that combines these 4 technologies is this one, JavaScript. Okay. Application server is coded by using JavaScript. The front end that is also coded by using JavaScript. That is AngularJS. Here it is NodeJS and Express. When it comes to database, so MongoDB actually stores the application data in the form of BSON. Okay, BSON stands for boundary restrict object notation. Okay, but that is not native to the JavaScript. So what we do? So we convert the BSON format into JSON format by using an API or data format mapper called NodeJS. Okay, so then what happens is, in the entire stack is, I mean, it is using the same common format for communication. Okay, database will store the JSON files to the application server. Same time, application server will send the same JSON files to the front end. The Angular can process the JSON files. Okay, they can render on the client side. Okay, so this is how this main stack works. So there is another this one which shows you. So the important thing that you need to observe here is the node will use this Ajax calls. So I think you might have heard this Ajax technology, asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So here what happens is the communication is happened in a non-blocking mode. Non-blocking in the sense the server or the client will never wait for something to happen. Okay? It never goes into, not like that, it never goes into the blocking mode. So it will never wait for the, information to fetch or something like that. Whenever some IO event is going on, usually IO involves, IO will take a lot of time, no? So while fetching the IO, it will, the NodeJS will deal with the next plans. Instead of waiting for the previous event, it will wait, it will start setting the next plans. Okay, that is what we call non-blocking IO. For that purpose, it will use technology called single-threaded technology, not for multi-threaded. In multi-threaded, what happens is whenever a separate client or any client request is comes, then it will import itself. It will create a copy of itself. That copy will give you new request. Okay. Here it will use a single thread. Okay. That is highly scalable. So this is another diagram which shows the interaction between these three files. Okay. Your application will, the Angular will run on your browser only. Okay. So by using Angular, you can implement something called single-page applications. Single-page application. So single-page application is actually its latest technology, right? So here what happens is, so if you want to refresh something or if you want to click on a particular tab, then what happens is the request is sent to the server. Server will process that request and send that page back to the client. So here what happens is the entire page is loaded into the browser. So it uses a lot of latency. Okay? It will take so much time for sending the request and getting the page loaded into your browser. Okay? So in order to avoid that, the Angular comes with something called SPA, single page application. In single page application, what happens is, so whenever you request for a particular page, then what happens is the entire page at the entire website, if it is a single page application coded in Angular, then the entire application is sent to the browser. Okay? So the browser is going to execute the entire application. On the browser side, the entire application is going to be executed. So whenever you click on a particular tab, then what happens is that particular thing is served from the browser, not from the server. Okay? So this is what we call re-rendering. Okay? The re-rendering will be very quick if you use single page applications. Okay? Right? So AngularJS is a structural framework for dynamic pop-ups. It lets you use HTML as your template language and allows you to extend HTML syntax to express your application components clearly and succinctly. AngularJS data binding and data manipulation, these are the two important concepts that are used for delivering the dynamic web content. I will show you the data binding. Okay, I will do the demo on data binding. Okay, and it all happens within the browser, making it an ideal partner with any server technology. Okay, AngularJS can be, it can be used along with the PHP or with the JS or with ASP.NET. Okay, it is not particular to name. It can be used with any combination. That's why it is preferable to use AngularJS with your NodeJS, like because both are JavaScript technologies. Right? So, and these are the features of AngularJS. So you can build a rich internet application, and it follows a clean MVC model view controller, right? And moreover, it is open source. Open source in the sense anybody can use free of cost. And one more thing is it comes under Apache license version 2.0. That means with this open source, you can build commercial applications and you can market them. Okay, nobody will ask you, right? So it is legal, right? You can build commercial applications also. Right? This is the architecture of AngularJS. Here you can see. So here we have three components: container, view, and model. In the model, we are going to store our application data, and the view is the user interface. Okay. So whenever you change the view, then what happens is the data is also updated in the model. Okay. So whenever there is an event in the Angular, okay, that event will drive something like say. So suppose I have entered some data into a text field. Okay. Then what happens is the text field is automatic. The data that I entered in the text field is automatically stored in the model, in the database, and that is reflected in the model. So if you change anything, if you do any changes in the model, that is also going to be reflected in the page. So that's very simple. Okay. So coming to NodeJS, as I told you earlier, it is a key thing. Okay. So it is built on Cron's JavaScript runtime engine. Okay. So as I told you earlier, it is event-driven non-blocking model. Non-blocking model means it can serve as many clients Okay, I mean, it can serve multiple clients. Okay, simultaneously. Okay, so the reason that this one single threaded model. Okay, so whenever there is a request, what happens is if we send that request to the back office can request the client request, and meanwhile it is waiting for the next client to come in. Okay, right? As long as you have sufficient resources in your server machine, so it can serve the client, right? Highly scalable, right? So this is the, I mean, like if you compare the traditional the web server like Tomcat with the NodeJS. So the Tomcat uses something called a multi-threaded model, whereas NodeJS will use a single thread model. Okay, that is the only difference. Okay, in multi-threaded model, what happens is you have to fork child servers. As and when there is a new request, you have to fork child servers. Okay, so there is a limitation on the threads. So you have to create n number of threads if there are n requests. Okay, so coming to ExpressJS provides a minimal interface for us to build our applications. As I told you earlier, it's a minimalist web application. Okay, all that you need to do is you have to download a small small JS course. Okay, so it provides the absolutely necessary tools to build our app with flexibility. So whenever you use ExpressJS, what happens is your project will be automatically built. All the template directories and all the folders required for designing your app will be automatically created. Okay, so you need not create the skeleton for your project, which will automatically convert the ExpressJS. That is one example. So another app in this, so it will deal with the request and response mechanism. Okay. Right, we will use various APIs like Mongoose API along with the ExpressJS to communicate with the model, backend model, that is MongoDB here. Right? So this is the ExpressJS architecture. So basically it runs on top of the NodeJS on the server side. Okay, so here you can see something called food API. Okay. So this food API is used to provide the interactions between the MongoDB. So food stands for create, read, update, and delete. So we'll see that in the next slide. Yeah. So create means something like posting, make something, and read means get something. Update, that means put, change something, and delete, remove something. Okay. So if you want to create new data, if you want to update your existing data, if you want to delete your existing data, or if you want to read or retrieve the contents from the MongoDB, all that you need to do is you have to use a crude API. Okay, API will support these operations. So you can use native Mongo driver for that purpose also, but you need to write a lot of code. Right? If you get a native MongoDB driver, you have to write a lot of code. Okay? So in order to avoid that, we use something called Mongoose. Okay? So the Mongoose will take care of this code. So I'm coming to the last component, that is MongoDB. So MongoDB is a free and open source cross-platform document-oriented database program. Okay. So I think you are familiar with the relational database management systems. It is a document-oriented database. Okay, not a relational database. So in relational database, all the elements are stored, all the data is stored by means of tables. Okay. So it is classified as NoSQL database program. Okay, NoSQL means, so since it is a document-based document-oriented database, so it is not structured actually. Okay, it is schemaless, no schema. Okay, if there is schema-based database, then we have to use structured query language to retrieve the data. from the database. Okay. Here we will use index-based querying mechanism. So hence that is called NoSQL database. Okay. So we are using JSON-like documents with schema. Okay. So and MongoDB is a database for today's applications. Like all these are AngularJS, MongoDB, ExpressJS, and NodeJS. These are all they are potentially good. I mean, like if you can develop your applications by using only NodeJS or by only using MongoDB or by only using AngularJS. But if you combine them, okay, if you type together, then you can create a fast responsive web applications, right? And I will show you some of the document structure of the MongoDB. Here you can see. So this structure is called JSON structure or JSON JavaScript object notation. So the very top thing is the ID. It is something that your primary key in database RDBMS. Okay. So this is the key thing here. Okay. So if you know ID of this particular MongoDB document, then you can retrieve the entire document. So if you observe here, the document consisting of something called key value pairs. First name is a key and its value is YAML, and last name is group, address. So this entire thing is considered as one query. Okay? Right? So this is how the the JSON file looks like. Okay? Right? So the MongoDB will use to the JSON files connected to tables. Okay? So a collection of one or more documents related to a collection. Okay? So we will offer some terminology, like if you compare MongoDB with the relational database management system. In the relational database management system, we use this current database. Okay, here also MongoDB, we use the same current database. In the relational database management systems, so we use something called tables. Okay, to store our data, right? So here we use collections. Okay, the counterpart for tables is collections in MongoDB. So in tables we have rows and columns. So in MongoDB, documents are equivalent to rows and columns are equivalent to fields, right? So if you want to retrieve any particular field, that can be done through indexing. Okay, it's a cross indexing kind of thing. Like user index, you can retrieve any field. Okay, any field can do documents. Okay. Now let me show you some of the typical mean stack architecture. Okay, so whenever we want to develop a web application by using mean stack, either you can go for these architectures, right? So as you can see here, your entire front end can be implemented by using a single page application. Okay, by using AngularJS web framework. Okay, the entire front end, right? And the rest of the things, all the server and the ExpressJS, NodeJS, and MongoDB, and they are communicated through the REST API. Okay, representational state transfer API, application program interface. Okay, so I'll tell you the advantage of using REST API in the next slide. Okay, so if you use REST API, then what happens is, so we can retarget in it. The same front end can be, multiple applications can be retargeted into the same database. Okay, and the data can be, the database is same for multiple applications. The database is same for the multiple applications. The multiple applications can be access the data through REST API instead of having a different server for each application. We'll be having a common REST API. The REST API will take care of fetching the data for multiple applications, fetching and updating the deleting the data from particular operations, right? So this is another one, this thing. Here we have ExpressJS and NodeJS. Okay, ExpressJS is a different application here, and top of it NodeJS, and we are using front end. The front end is implemented using Angular. Okay, where the front end and the Express, they are communicating to the database through this API. Okay, either you can use Mongoose here. We are not using REST here. Okay, REST is there. We are using Mongoose. Okay, right? So why we need Mongoose here? Why? Because Angular cannot directly interact with the MongoDB. So that provision is not there. Okay. So Angular will interact with the ExpressJS. In time, ExpressJS will interact with the MongoDB through this Mongoose API. Mongoose API. This is another architecture. Okay. So I'm going to show you a demo based on this architecture. Right. As I told you earlier, so if you have a common RESTful API, if you use RESTful API, then what happens is, this is the advantage. Let us assume you have three different applications, which use the same data. Okay? So the data set is same. Okay? This particular application will use the same data, and this particular NodeJS application will use the same data which is stored in MongoDB, and this iOS app is also using the same data. If that is the case, what happens is you have to write integration layers or the controller layers for each application separately if you want to interact with the MongoDB database. Okay? So to eliminate these integration layers, what we have to do is we have to use these APIs, application program interfaces. So under this, they will provide an abstraction. Okay? You do not worry about how the data is fetching from MongoDB, how to establish a connection with the database. So those things will be taken care by the API. Okay? So that we can concentrate on our business logic rather than concentrating on these unnecessary implementation details. Okay, that is the advantage of the API. The most popular API that is used in moons of technologies is RESTful API. Okay, representation state transfer. Why? Because there is no built-in session management in Node.js. Okay, Node.js. So if you want to handle this session management or session tracking, you have to use RESTful API. Okay. So this is the thing that I want to tell you. Let's go to the demo part. Okay. So any doubts up to now? So any queries? Hello? 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 Santosh sir? Hello?
Hello?
Sir? Sir. వినిపిస్తుంది అందరికీ? ఓకే ఓకే లైవ్ డెమో ఇస్తున్నాను. ఎన్ని డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయండి? ఎవరికైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటాయి అడగమనండి. సో ఎనీ క్వెరీస్? Alright, we will go back to demo session. Okay, shall I go for demo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, so let me show you some of the Angular applications first. Okay, Angular-based applications. So, as I told you, Angular is a front-end application technology. So, if you want to write okay. So if you want to get the same method by using simple HTML, by using JavaScript and HTML for front-end design, you have to write a lot of code. Okay. So let me show you something. later now. So there is something called okay. So you can see here, there is a small Angular application. Okay. So what it will do is whenever you move mouse over on it, then it will automatically increase the and it will automatically implement the pointer. Okay. Initially it is 0. So let me refresh. Okay. So whenever I move the mouse on top of this particular label, then what happens is automatically it will implement this counter. Okay, right? So if you want to code such an application by using pure, so let me show you the code. Okay, right? So if you want to implement the same thing, by using the traditional front-end technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you have to write at least 3 pages of code. Okay, at least 3 pages of code. Okay, so if you use native JavaScript, you have to write event handling functions. Okay, so whenever there is a mouse move event, then there should be a listener. The listener will take care of the that implementing the counter variable. Okay. So all these things can be done with a simple this concept. Here we have taken a count variable, okay, and this is enclosed in this Angular expression part, okay, right? So that means this count is it is bounded to this particular label. Okay, this is what we call data binding. Data binding, a small concept a small and important concept in AngularJS. Okay, in data binding, what happens is whenever a particular data or a particular variable is bound to a particular label or particular text or any particular HTML element, then what happens is it will automatically update. So whenever you change that particular content of the variable, then automatically it is going to be reflected in the view as well in the model. Okay, that is what we call pseudo data binding. Pseudo data binding. I will show you the example also. Small program. Yeah. So you can see here. So here is the text field. So let me enter your name. So his name is my application, simple application, title is simple application. And here we have element. So let me add something here. So when we type something, then what happens? The same thing is displayed in this here. That means this particular thing is bound to this hello string. Okay. So if you modify it, then so modifications are automatically reflected in your view as well as in the model, in the database also. Okay. So this is what we call two-way data binding. So usually in combinational technologies, it is only a single way binding. Okay. If you want to modify, you have to commit it. Right? First, after making the changes, you have to commit it. Okay. Then if you want to give those changes, then you have to send a new request. New request and fetch the new updated data to the front end. Okay. Here, whatever you manipulate, whatever you change, those changes will automatically reflect in your view as well as in the database itself. Okay. That is one advantage. Okay. This is because of the single page application. Okay. Your model is also present in the browser side only. Okay. So it saves a lot of time. So it saves you a lot of time. Like if you send the same request to the server and server has to update the server has to connect to the database, then it has to update the string that you have entered, then it has to send back the reflected the manipulated string back to the client. Assume how much time it will take. Okay. So due to the single page application, we are able to do this. right? So this is a great technology actually. Okay, so if you want to develop your front end, it's better always use this Angular-based framework, Angular-based web application framework. Now let me show you how to build this ExpressJS projects. Okay, so basically, if you want to design ExpressJS projects, all that you need to do is first you need to have the working environment, the lab setup for you. Okay, you have to install Node. On top of Node, you have to install Express. So if you want to install anything or any packages on top of Node, we have something called NPM, Node Package Manager. Okay, Node Package Manager is something like your okay, Python package installer is there, no? Right? Something like that. If you want to install any package related to Node, so you can easily install them by using the simple commands. So if you have NPM installed in your system, you can use NPM Node Package Manager to install the other modules or the other packages that are required for your application. Okay. So NPM is a handy tool, right? And then you need to install the MongoDB into your system, right? So you can see the respective websites if you want to install them. I have already installed all these technologies. Okay. So when I install this new stack technologies, and then you have to install them separately, right? So when I install, you will get something to see. So you can see here MongoDB is present and NodeJS is present. Okay, on top of NodeJS we have Express. Okay, Express is not a separate component, right? Now if you want to develop, all that you need to do is you need to know some commands. Okay, so when I install NodeJS comes with a NodeJS command prompt, or else you can use normal command prompt also. So suppose I want to develop an application called let me say a small application which will simply display the home page of Express. Okay. So all that you need to do is just create a new directory, cd, new directory, and to dir. So let me go to the a particular drive. So suppose I'm going to create my new app directory in desktop. Okay, right? So just go to desktop, cd desktop, then create a directory here, make dir. Okay, so let me create DB1. Okay, so this is the name of my application directory. So that everything related to this particular application is stored in this particular folder. Okay, so that is the intention. So cd DB1. Okay, now we are in that particular folder. Now what we have to do is we have to give Express. Okay, so this is a small command. So whenever you give Express, then what happens is the entire app structure will be created. The normal skeleton will be created. Like we have built a GDB1 now. So let me show this. So in GDB1, so nothing is there. So if you look at the contents of the folder, nothing is there. Okay. Now, so whenever you do the Express, so just press enter. Then what happens is it will create a lot of subfolders. Okay. So it has created public JavaScript, public images. Okay. So let me show you that. See here. So it has created some sort of bin, public routes, videos, app.js, and package.json. Okay. So under the public again we have images, JavaScript, and style sheets. That means it will create a working directory for your app. Okay, all that you need to do is just write your business logic and place them in the appropriate folder. So suppose if your application uses some images now, okay, all that you need to do is place them in the images folder. Okay, then they will be automatically routed. Right? So whenever your application want to display a particular image, then it will look into that particular path, images folder, rather than going to summarize. Okay. it will simplify your task of that what you call that routing, right? So the main thing that is this one, this app.js and the package.js, okay? Package.json. So app.js is our application, okay? Here we have to write your code, okay? So this is the application that we are going to run first, okay? So I'm not going to the details of this, okay? So it requires more time, okay? So I'm just skipping it. So this is another one, package.json. So here you can see basically it's a JSON file, okay? So here we have all the dependencies, all the information related to a app, okay? So it can be placed here, right? So the dependencies of cookies parts is required, and the Express and its version, and HTTP errors, Java templates, NodeJS, okay? So as I told you here, NPM, if your application needs any module or any package, so that can be managed through this package.json, okay? So all that you need to do is, so suppose your application requires so suppose I want to host my application in a live cloud, okay? So I have to do that. So for that we have to add some dependencies, okay? So I will show you that also. The next command that we need to do is npm, okay? Init command. So whenever you do init, what happens is your application will be initialized. So it will take all the yes, okay. So it will ask you, I mean, if you want to change the contents of the package.json, you can do it here. So I don't want to change them. So leave them as it is. Click open. Now just do. So here we have specified the dependencies. If you want to install them, so if you want to run your app, you have to install them. Okay. So all that you can do is just do npm install. Okay, so whenever you do npm install, the required dependencies will be automatically get installed and they are automatically get downloaded from the internet and installed in your system. Okay, so suppose your app requires bootstrap dependency. So that you need to specify in the package.json, and then you have to do npm install. Then what happens is then the bootstrap module automatically get downloaded from the internet and installed in your app. Okay, so this is the command npm install. Okay, so it will take some time, depends on your internet speed. Okay, you have to read the content from the. So here we have given three dependencies now, which is parser, debug, the express, and HTTP errors, Java, and NodeJS. Okay, all these files, all these packages are now they are getting downloaded from the internet and added to your project. Okay, right? So whenever you give the command that is an indication that we have successfully installed the required dependencies. Now if you want to start your, if you want to see your application, just do npm start. Okay, so whenever you do npm start, you will get something like www. So you can see here node.bin allow access. So you can see here, we are getting something called node space dot bin www. Okay, that means we have successfully created our Express application. Okay, so this Express application is now it is hosted in our live in our local host. Okay, so let me show you that. So it is there in this. So if you run in our local host with the port number 3000. Okay, so if you want, you can change the port number also. So we haven't changed the default port number, so you can see here. So we present in some content. Express welcome to Express. Okay, so this content is present in that particular. So let me show you that. So in GDP1. In views folder, we have something called index.js. So here you can see extends layout, black content, H1 title. So this title, the title is expressed here, and welcome to paragraph, that is welcome to express. Okay, here this particular variable is replaceable to title, right? So this is the content in our HTML course, and moreover it is written in Java format. Okay, so we are using this style sheet. Okay, and this is the content sheet. So express in H1 format, and welcome to express in normal format. Okay, so if you want to change this, all that you need to do is you have to change this index.java file and the layer.java file. Usually web content is the static web pages are there, they're coded with the HTML, but here we are using something called HTML template engine called Java. So whenever you use HTML template engine like Java and like Rodan or LSS, when that happens is you do not write the tags. So as you can see here, we are not using any the tag structures. Like if you want to use H1, what we will do? H1 must be enclosed in angular brackets. Okay? But we are not using angular brackets here. H1 is a tag name, T is a tag name, and head is a tag name, like that. Okay? So with this, it will simply automatically convert that into HTML first. Okay? That I will take care of that. Okay? So this is how you can run your applications on the local host. And let me show you something interesting. That is, I'm going to post the same application in the live platform, okay, on the internet. Okay, how to do that? So for that you need to supporting the tools. Okay, so one is this, the other one is Heroku. Okay. So if you want to host your application on the internet, yeah. So let me close my application, Control C. So if you want to terminate, just do Control C. Okay. Now I want to add this to Heroku. Heroku is something called as a, let me show you that one. Heroku is a cloud-based platform to hold, to host or to deploy your web applications. This one. So this is the front page. Okay. Right. So it allows you to host 5 apps. Okay, 5, and basically, if you want to host 4 apps, you have to take the subscription from the Heroku. Okay, so first 5 apps it will comes for free. Okay, you can host 5 apps in Heroku. Okay, I have created an account here. All that you need to do is just go to the Heroku website and sign up. Okay, then a new account will be created. Under that account, you can host your applications. Okay, so that they are live on the internet. Okay, so you may ask why you need Git. So Git is for version control. Okay, whatever changes that that we do in our application that are going to be automatically that automatically takes place in the live site also. Like if you don't use Git, then what happens is whenever you want to change your application or your website, you have to down your website and you have to change the required you have to perform the required modifications, then you have to off your site. Okay, so this is not a good solution. Okay, so if you use Git, then what happens is automatically, so whatever changes that you do in your command prompt, those changes will be automatically reflected in the live website. Okay, so that I will show you. So all that you need to do is you have to use a tool called Git. Git is a version control software. So you have to do these commands Git. First we have to initialize the Git. Git IAM-i2. So whenever you do Git IAM-i2, then it will be initialized and empty Git repository. In the Git is actually a cloud. Okay, you can post your code in GitHub. Okay, GitHub repository, right? So this is how we'll do that. Okay, so whenever we do git IAM-i2, then what happens is a GitHub repository is created for our application, for GVT1. Okay, GVT1 is my application folder, right? So then what we have to do is we have to port our content, our application content into the Git repository. So how to do that? It's very simple. All that you need to do is just git add the current folder contents. That means the current folder. Okay. So the current folder is GVT1. Okay. The present working directory is GVT1. All the contents in GVT1 are going to be added to the Git repository. Okay. So it will take some time. Okay, that means we are porting our content, our code, we are hosting our content into the Git. Okay, anybody can now, if they want, anybody can download from the GitHub. Okay. This is also an open source technology. Okay, it's a version control software. It's very useful for application development. So as I said, there are multiple developers who deal with the same project. Then they can use Git for version control, right? So once all the folders are uploaded into Git, then we have to give Git commit command. Then only they will be written into the Git repository. Git commit. The command is Git commit -n, and we have to give some name from the commit. So it is just you can give any name. Okay, it's something like a label. First commit. Let me do this. Okay. So whenever we give it this Git commit, then only it will be right. Now you can see a new folder is created for each and every subfolder in our working directory. Each and every subfolder subfolder is created in the Git repository as well. Right? Now all that we need to do is just now what we are going to do is we are going to run, we are going to port our application from Git to Heroku. Okay. So how to do that? It's very simple. Heroku create. So we are going to create a new application, new app. Okay, the new app is created. Just if you want to open that, just use Heroku. Open. Sorry. So before that, what you have to do is you have to modify this file. So you have to create a file called profile. Okay. File. Okay, this is the starting point. Okay, we are implementing the Hero code to start this path. File. Okay. Yes, here you have to give this command. Web colon npm chart. Okay. Right. So we are hosting our application on Heroku. The Heroku has to know, okay? It has to know whether this application is using a NodeJS or JSP or PHP. Okay? So for that, what I have to do? Try to build the dependencies. Okay? So in the dependencies, open find dependencies somewhere here, and we have to change them. Yeah, let me add engines. Okay. Application is going to be run on NodeJS. Okay. So once you're done, just give arrow open. Then it will give you. So there is an error. I think we have to change the package that goes inside. So yeah, this is the file name. Okay. So let me open this. Okay. https. So if you want, you can change this also. I mean the URL also. Alpha-del #65553. What will be the complete URL? Okay, it's lengthy. Directory app.camp. Okay, so you can see here. My application is now running on the internet. Okay, so whatever changes that you will do in your application, those are going to be, and they are going to be reflected here. Okay, so this is from my side. Okay, so this is how we will deploy our applications on the internet. Okay, so now it is open. That's all from my side. Now it is open to you. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Santosh sir, Srinivasan sir. Hello? Yeah, sir. Hello? Sir. It's audible. Hello? So if you have any doubt, you can ask now. Otherwise, we will close the session. Srinivasan sir, you can speak now.
శివరాం సార్ వినిపిస్తుందా?
వినిపిస్తుందని చెప్పండి.
స్టూడెంట్స్ ఏమైనా క్వరీస్ ఉంటే అడగండి. హలో సార్.
Hello.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Good afternoon to all. I, Sumakhasan, Assistant Professor in CSE and faculty member of CSI, on behalf of team of CSI, take it as a privilege to convey my heartfelt thanks to Mr. RDBMS Sivaram sir for accepting our request and facilitating as resource person for today's webinar. Thank you, sir, for your informative session on mean stack technology. I also thank the Principal Dr. KVS Rao Garu, Vice Principal Dr. G. Sudeep Garu, HOD of CSC Dr. PVSL Jagadamba Madam, HOD of IT Dr. PK Jabarta Garu, and Srinivas, Training and Placement Officer of our college, for providing support to conduct this webinar. Thank you, sir. Once again, I thank all the participants and the resource persons. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Garu, and Santosh Garu and Nagaraj Garu. Nagaraj is there. Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I hope given some light on means of technologies. So, if you want to become a web developer, essentially advise you to learn this new technology so that you can, you can settle in your career. You can earn more. I think, these are the new tech developers are the most paying developers, web developers. Okay, they are earning almost like 50,000, 50 lakhs per annum. Okay, so if you are below mean, then that's enough. So you can settle well in IT industry. Okay, that is from my side. I also thank the VDP administration for giving this opportunity, especially the HODs and the coordinators. I also thank the my colleagues, ex-colleagues, Sridevi Madam Garu and Nagaraj Garu and Lakshman Rao, Naidu and all. Okay, and I also thank the students for their patient listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Santosh sir is not there, I think. Hello? Swasan?
Sir.
Can I do now?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Sir. What are the